There's a strange moment in a man's life when he finally notices something. Older women don't behave like the girls he used to chase. Their silence hits different. Their eyes hold stories. Their presence feels heavier, deeper, almost magnetic. And most men, they have no idea what's actually going on behind that calm smile. But here's the crazy part. Older women follow a psychological pattern that younger women don't even understand yet. And once you learn these 11 facts, you'll never look at an older woman the same way again. In fact, fact number 7 hits so hard, most men don't believe it until they see it themselves. If you're ready, let's begin. Psychological fact 1. Older women don't fall for surface-level attraction, they fall for presence. And this single truth shocks men who are used to chasing younger women who still respond to quick compliments, flashy looks, or confidence tricks. With an older woman, none of that works. You can't perform attraction. You can't fake masculinity. She reads through that stuff like she's flipping through a cheap magazine. Let me explain it in a way that's simple and real. An older woman has lived through enough chaos to sense a man's energy without him speaking. It's almost weird when you notice it the first time. She sees your posture, your pauses, your habits, and the way you handle tiny discomforts. A younger woman might overlook that, but an older woman, she catches everything. Not because she's judging you, but because she has learned to trust patterns, not words. Here's where the psychology kicks in. Studies show that emotional accuracy grows with age, meaning older women can detect emotional cues almost instantly. They know when a man is insecure, pretending, nervous, or trying too hard. They also know when a man is genuinely calm, even if he barely says anything. For her, the small stuff speaks louder. I once knew an older woman who said something that stuck with me. A man's silence tells me more than his charm ever could. And she wasn't lying. When you stand with quiet confidence, she feels it. Older women don't want noise. They want a man who doesn't collapse under pressure, a man who can breathe through awkward moments, a man whose energy feels stable, not shaky. This is why younger guys think older women are harder to impress. It's not that they're hard, it's that they're done playing around. They don't respond to loud confidence, they respond to grounded presence. So remember this, if an older woman pays attention to you, it's not because you talked your way into her interest. It's because something in your presence passed her silent test, the test she never announces, never explains, but always uses. And men who understand this stop chasing and start being. They slow down, they breathe, they stop trying to impress. And somehow, this is the exact moment older women start noticing them. Psychological fact 2. Older women are more attracted to emotional clarity than emotional intensity. And this completely surprises men who think passion is what wins her over. It's not. Passion is what younger women chase. Older women want stability wrapped in honesty. Let me break it down simply. Older women don't like guessing. They don't like mixed signals. They don't like the emotional roller coasters that younger women sometimes tolerate. If you want an older woman to feel close to you, she must feel safe with you. Not in a physical way, but in an emotional way. Safe to speak, safe to relax, safe to open up without worrying you'll misunderstand or run away. Here's a strange truth. Older women find men more attractive when they express their needs clearly, not loudly, not dramatically, just clearly. For example, saying something like, "I like spending time with you. If you're free this weekend, let's meet." This feels confident, simple, adult. But being vague like, "Maybe we should hang sometime, if you want." This feels childish to her. This isn't about being macho, it's about being straightforward. Older women hate emotional games because they know where those games lead. Confusion, disappointment, wasted time. They're not in the mood for that. They want a man who knows what he wants and says it in plain English. A lot of guys mess up here. They think being mysterious works on older women. It doesn't. Older women mistake mysterious men for emotionally unavailable men, and they stay away. Here's the psychology behind this. As women age, the brain's emotional processing centers become sharper at detecting emotional patterns. Meaning, she sees the truth behind your behavior, even when you don't say it. So when you show clarity, she feels peace. When you show confusion, she feels distance. This doesn't mean you need to overshare feelings, not at all. It simply means you speak plainly when something matters. And here's a secret nobody tells men. Older women love when a man can say no. It makes them feel like you have your own life, your own boundaries, your own direction. So if you want an older woman to respect you, don't be soft mentally, be gentle in tone, strong in direction. That mix is unbelievably attractive to her. Because deep down, older women don't want passion without peace. They want both, in the same man. Psychological fact. 3 older women feel attraction in silence long before they show it, and most men never catch this. They assume an older woman who's calm, polite, or a little distant isn't interested, but that's not how older women work. Younger women show interest with energy. Older women show interest with softness. Let me explain. Older women are careful with their emotions. They don't throw feelings around. They don't jump into flirtation fast. They don't show quick excitement. They observe first. They watch how you move, how you speak, how you look at them. They're reading your emotional temperature without saying a word. This isn't a game. It's protection. Older women have been hurt before, maybe by men who rushed them, pressured them, or loved them in a way that felt unstable. So now they use silence as their filter. If you get uncomfortable with their quietness, they take that as a sign you're not emotionally grounded. If you stay calm, they feel a strange sense of comfort around you. Here's the psychology behind it. With age, women shift from emotional guessing to emotional confirmation. Instead of waiting for fireworks, they wait for consistency. They don't chase excitement. They chase peace. So when an older woman likes you, she won't always flirt the way you expect. Instead, she'll hold eye contact a little longer, soften her voice when she talks to you, ask thoughtful questions, give you warm smiles, stand comfortably around you, remember small details you mentioned, offer subtle help or care. These are her quiet signals. She won't say, "I like you." She'll show it in small ways that feel safe for her. But here's the twist most men miss. Older women often feel something before they admit it to themselves. Their body reacts first. Their mind catches up later. You might notice her breathing slightly change when you walk closer, or her posture shift when you touch her hand, or her eyes drop to your lips for half a second. These tiny things matter. Older women don't waste signals, but because they're subtle, men ignore them, then end up thinking she wasn't into them. Meanwhile, she was waiting for him to make a gentle move, not a bold one. Another thing, older women do not want to be chased. They want to be chosen, silently, confidently, calmly. If you move slowly but clearly, if you show interest without pressure, if you respect her pace but still show direction, she feels safe enough to open the door wider. But if you wait too long thinking she'll make the first move, she won't. Not because she doesn't want you, but because she protects her heart with the one thing she fully controls now: her silence. Psychological factor. Older women respond deeply to men who tease them playfully, not in a childish way, but in a warm, grown-up way that makes her feel young again without feeling disrespected. And this fact surprises a lot of men because they assume older women are too serious for teasing. Wrong. They love playful energy, as long as it's mature. Let me break it down. Younger women often use teasing as flirting. It's light, it's cute, it's fun. But older women use teasing differently. They mix it with emotional connection. They tease you gently to check if you're confident, grounded, and emotionally stable. Teasing becomes a test of your vibe, not your humor. For example, an older woman might say something like, "Oh, so you think you're charming?" Or, "Look at you, acting all quiet like you're mysterious." She isn't insulting you, she's inviting you into a little dance. She wants to see how you respond. If you get defensive, she sees insecurity. If you take it too seriously, she senses stiffness. If you flirt back too hard, it feels childish. But if you respond calmly and lightly, she feels chemistry unlocking in real time. Say something like, "I see you're trying to flirt with me." You're not very subtle, you know. Simple, warm, adult, not trying too hard. Here's where psychology comes in. Older women associate playful teasing with emotional safety. When she teases you, it means she feels comfortable around you. She trusts your emotional strength. She sees you as a man who can handle energy without falling apart. She feels young and feminine around you. She wants more closeness, but doesn't want to say it directly. Older women don't flirt loudly. They flirt softly, a smile instead of a giggle, a subtle nickname instead of obvious compliments, a gentle tease instead of bold moves. A lot of men miss this and think she's just being friendly. But trust me, older women don't tease men they don't like. Here's the secret part. Teasing makes her drop her guard without feeling exposed. Remember, older women protect their heart more than younger women do. They use teasing like a bridge. It lets them get closer without risking too much. When you tease back in a respectful and warm tone, something clicks inside her. Her feminine energy wakes up again. She feels desired, but also understood. And when a man can make an older woman feel both young and safe at the same time, she remembers him. She thinks about him. She wants more of him. Not because he tried too hard, but because he made her feel light in a life that often feels heavy. Psychological fact 5. Older women communicate more with their body language than with their words, and most men completely overlook this. They think older women are hard to read, but the truth is, older women are actually easier to read if you know what to look for. Their signals are softer, slower, and more refined. They've learned not to rush their moves, not to show interest too quickly, and not to open their heart without a silent test first. Here's the simple truth. Older women don't speak their feelings, they show them. And they show them in ways most men never learned to understand. For example, when an older woman is curious about you, she won't say, "I like you." Instead, she'll adjust her hair when you enter the room, fix her clothes or posture when you sit near her, angle her body slightly toward you, speak in a softer tone, hold her gaze for half a second longer, give warm smiles that feel intentional, ask small personal questions to get closer, listen more than she talks. These small things mean a lot. They're her way of testing your awareness. Older women love men who can read emotional signals without needing loud hints. It makes them feel seen, not chased. Here's the psychology behind it. As women age, they learn that their body reacts faster than their mind when they feel attraction. They can control their words, but not their micro-movements. This is why older women love men who are attentive, not nosy, just aware. But here's where many men mess up. They wait for older women to make the first move. She won't, not because she doesn't want to, but because older women don't like risking emotional rejection after a certain age. They prefer giving small signals and waiting for the man to show stability. If she makes an effort to get your attention, by walking closer, joining your conversation, asking a random question, gently touching your arm, or even just standing near you, She expects you to understand the moment. Failing to respond doesn't make her hate you. It makes her think you don't want her. Older women don't chase, they invite. And if you miss that invitation, she quietly backs away, not because you failed, but because she respects herself too much to push. So if you want to connect with an older woman, learn the art of gentle awareness. Notice the small signs. Respond with calm confidence. Make simple moves. Say something warm. Mirror her energy. Older women don't fall for men who speak beautifully. They fall for men who notice them in ways that younger men never do. Psychological fact 6. Older women are extremely self-aware about their appearance, especially during intimate or emotionally vulnerable moments. And this isn't talked about enough. People assume older women are fully confident, but in reality, they care even more about their looks, because they've lived long enough to know how deeply attraction and connection are tied to feeling desirable. Here's the truth. Older women judge themselves harder than any man ever will. Even when she looks stunning, even when she carries herself with elegance, there's a part of her that wonders, am I still attractive? Does he still see me that way? Do I look good enough for this moment? These thoughts don't come from insecurity. They come from emotional maturity. She knows attraction is a two-sided experience. This is why older women pay careful attention to the color of their clothes, the fit of their outfits, their hair and scent, their skin and posture, the small details men rarely notice. But the part that surprises most men is how much effort older women put into their intimate appearance. They don't pick lingerie randomly. They choose it with intention, colors that make them feel alive again, textures that make them feel feminine, designs that make them feel wanted. And here's the psychological twist. When an older woman feels desired, she bonds deeply. When she feels invisible, she detaches without warning. Complimenting her lingerie, her scent, her hairstyle, or even the way she looks in natural lighting. These small things make older women melt emotionally, not because they need validation, but because they crave connection that feels real, not performative. Another thing men don't know. Older women often compare themselves to their younger version, not to other women. She's not thinking, do I look better than her? She's thinking, do I still have the same spark I once had? This is why your response matters. When you make her feel attractive, she relaxes. When she relaxes, she becomes emotionally open. When she opens up, intimacy becomes deeper than anything a younger woman can match. Older women also pay attention to how you react during intimate moments. If you act distracted, unsure, or uninterested, she'll blame herself, not you. But if you're warm, present, and attentive, she feels safe enough to show sides of herself she hides from the world. Remember this, buddy. Older women don't give their body easily. They give it when they feel emotionally seen. And once they feel seen, they give everything. Mind, body, warmth, softness, depth. Psychological fact 7. Older women feel deeper physical sensations with men they are emotionally connected to. And most men don't realize how powerful this is. This is the fact that shocks people, because it completely flips the usual idea of attraction. Younger women can feel attracted based on looks, voice, vibe, or physical chemistry. But older women, they need emotional safety first. Emotional connection flips a switch inside their mind that directly affects their body. It's wild how real this is. Here's what most men never learn. For older women, emotional closeness increases physical intensity, not the other way around. If she feels seen, heard, valued, and respected, her body becomes more responsive. Her senses get sharper, her touch becomes warmer, her breathing changes. She feels everything more. Men think older women lose feeling with age. Wrong. The truth is sharper than that. Older women lose feeling with men who don't connect to them emotionally. Older women feel more with men who understand their inner world. This is why some men experience a deep, almost overwhelming connection with an older woman. Something they never felt with younger women. It's not magic, it's psychology. Here's what emotional connection looks like for her. Asking meaningful questions, letting her express feelings without rushing, holding space for silence, staying calm even when she opens up about painful memories, listening without fixing every problem, touching her with intention, not impulse, speaking gently, being emotionally consistent. When a man does this, something inside her unlocks. Her body stops protecting itself, her mind stops overthinking, her emotions stop resisting closeness, and she becomes fully present. Older women are less driven by physical impulses and more by connection. They feel desire through trust, not heat. They feel intensity through vulnerability, not appearance. Another shocking truth: older women often experience stronger physical pleasure with emotionally connected partners than they ever did when they were younger. Not because of age, but because they finally learned what they need emotionally to feel safe. If a man can understand her mind, she will open her body with levels of depth most men never experience in their life. And here's the most beautiful part. Older women don't fake connection. If she feels nothing, she gives nothing. If she feels everything, she gives everything. This is why fact number 7 shocks men, because it reveals that older women don't lose their spark. They just save it for the right man. Psychological fact 8. Older women often form stronger emotional bonds with their friends than with their partners, and many men misunderstand this completely. They think it's disrespect, distance, or secret disinterest. But the truth is more layered, more human, and deeply psychological. Women, especially older women, rely on their close female friendships not just for fun or gossip, but for emotional grounding. Their friends provide something men often forget to give: space to speak freely without judgment. With girlfriends, she can talk about fears, memories, doubts, insecurities, dreams, health issues, private worries, things she may hesitate to share with a man until she feels fully safe. This doesn't mean she loves her friends more. It means she trusts them with parts of herself she hasn't revealed to you yet. Here's the psychology. Women bond through emotional expression. Men bond through action. When she talks, she connects. When she listens, she connects even deeper. Older women have built friendships over years, friendships formed through pain, shared stories, breakups, life changes, sometimes even motherhood. These friendships become emotional anchors. Naturally, this can create situations where she seems closer to her friends than her partner. But here's the detailed part men miss. Older women only rely on friends more when they feel emotionally distant from their partner. Meaning, the deeper the emotional connection with her man, the less she needs to emotionally lean on her friends. If she shares everything with her friends and nothing with you, it's not because she doesn't care about you. It's because she doesn't feel safe enough yet to be that vulnerable with you. Most men misunderstand this and pull away. What they should do is strengthen emotional intimacy. Talk to her gently. Ask small questions. Hold silence without rushing. Show care through small actions. Listen when she expresses something personal. Give her the space to talk without feeling judged. When she feels that emotional safety, something shifts inside her. She slowly brings you into the intimate emotional world she usually reserves only for her friends. Another thing men don't understand: her friends can influence her decisions. Not because she's weak, but because women trust emotional experience. If her friends feel safe with a man, she feels safer too. If her friends sense red flags, she becomes guarded. The solution isn't to compete with her friends. It's to build emotional closeness with her. Older women don't leave men because of stronger friendships. They leave because they feel emotionally unsupported. And once you become the man she feels safe opening up to, her bond with you becomes deeper than anything she shares with her friends. Psychological fact 9. Older women sometimes agree to dates for reasons that have nothing to do with romance, and this fact surprises a lot of men. Many assume every yes means she's interested. But older women are more practical, more socially aware, and sometimes more guarded emotionally. Here's the truth. Sometimes she accepts a date out of politeness, sometimes out of habit, sometimes out of curiosity, sometimes out of loneliness, sometimes to enjoy a good meal or a peaceful evening, and sometimes just because she doesn't want to reject someone harshly. This doesn't mean she's using anyone. It means she's navigating social expectations gently. Older women are raised in a world where saying no felt rude or unsafe. So they learned softer ways of handling situations, giving a chance, staying polite, avoiding confrontation. But here's the part men must understand. The way she behaves on the date reveals everything. They reveal it quietly. Here's another psychological layer. Older women have learned to protect their emotions. They never want to get attached to a man who only shows attention without depth. So sometimes they agree to a date just to observe him more closely, not to fall for him, but to understand him. Men often misread this as she's playing games. Not true. She's simply slower with emotional trust because she's lived through situations where she gave her heart too fast. Now she watches before she opens. Here's how you know she's genuinely into you. She gives effort. She gives softness. She gives curiosity. She gives time. If she's only there for the moment, keep it light. If she opens her heart, she wants you, not the evening. Psychological fact 10. When an older woman is upset, she wants you to come closer, not with force, not with pressure, but with steady emotional presence. And this is something many men misunderstand. They think giving space is the best approach. But older women don't want cold distance. They want warm understanding. Let me explain it simply. When an older woman is upset, it's not about the problem itself. It's about feeling unseen, unheard, or emotionally disconnected. Older women don't explode emotionally like younger women. They don't yell immediately. They withdraw first. They go quiet. Their tone softens. Their movements slow. Their eyes look away for longer. This silence isn't rejection. It's protection. She's checking. Does he even notice something is off? Will he ask what's wrong? Does he care enough to sit with me? Will he listen without getting angry? Is he safe for my emotions? Older women fear emotional disrespect more than anything else. They want a man who doesn't panic when feelings appear. Another surprising truth. A man who smells right becomes a man she wants near her, emotionally and physically. Thanks for watching till the end, buddy. If you learned something new today, hit the like button. It really supports the channel. Drop a comment with #BehaviorInsight so I know you're part of this community. And if you want more videos breaking down real psychology in simple words, make sure you subscribe. Until next time, stay calm, stay aware, stay grounded. Women of any age feel the difference.